think it's important because whenever you have a situation out there and you're trying to get people to follow, they need those type of leaders and they need people that they look up to for guidance. And I think just us being on the NFL level, a lot of people look up to us. So if we're promoting these things, if we're getting our words out, if we're using our voices and using our platforms, a lot of people will follow things that we do.
As a kid, I looked up to guys in my position that I'm in now. So I understand what it's like to have a role model and want to see good things out of him because I wanted to emulate that person.
It's important to me just because, for the people who doesn't have a voice or their voice won't be heard, just to speak up for them. And something has to change. It's been going on forever, so we need to see some type of progress.
It's important to speak out on social causes that are important. And as being an African American in this country, it's been difficult, and I have people back home reaching out to me, asking me my opinions, as well as family members. So I think it's huge for me to speak where I stand on it, because it's been difficult.
I chose Black Lives Matter for my helmet decal because I personally feel that there's a lot of wrong that's going on in this world, and I wanted to make sure emphasis is being put on that, and I want to show my support to follow the movement. Black people in general have been going through this stuff for a long time, and I think it's a time where everybody just wants to make sure that voices are being heard and the movement is being heard. So I wanted to be part of that movement and show that I support it, show that I'm all for it, and make sure that the whole world understands that, we're behind it, I'm behind it, and make sure it's being put on that.
I'm still trying to understand why the people who are sworn to protect and serve Americans are still shooting Americans in their backs. They're still shooting and killing Americans by stepping on their necks and things like that. We're still waiting for those days to come where African American men and women will be treated with the same respect as other Americans have been getting throughout this entire time in this country.
I chose Black Lives Matter because, we all need to be treated equally. And, it's just tough, to see the things that we're going through. And, it's time for a change.
When it's not right, everybody should know it's not right. And not saying that it's not right just because, it's our skin color, that was done to another individual, another race, that's still wrong, So as in me, that's why I recognize it. And it's been a lot happening to guys all of color.
I don't choose to simply remember Miss Breonna Taylor or Mr. George Floyd. The brutal and absolutely unnecessary actions that defined their tragic deaths provoke my response. This statement was produced from a need to communicate to all who are still processing the hypocrisy of serve and protect.
So I chose Stop Hate because I'm a Christian and I'm taught that I'm supposed to love people the way that I love myself. Whether it doesn't matter what race you are, it doesn't matter how old or young you are, everyone's supposed to love everyone. And that's clearly stated in the Bible, and that's what I believe in. It's just really unfortunate a lot of the hate that we're seeing right now in the world.
So I'm using the phrase "stop hate" just because it needs to stop. Spread love, spread positive vibes. All this hate going on, Of course, you won't be able to stop all the hate, but a lot of it needs to stop. You know what I'm saying? So I want to get that out there, put that in front of people. Hopefully, it makes a difference.
I can only speak for myself. Stop hate. It's such a small phrase with such a huge meaning, and you can't really put a lid on stop hate. It's for me, it's easier to love, and it's easier to. It's what human beings are meant to do. Hate. There's a mental block that can be broken down, no matter how deep seated it may be. It's just as human beings we're supposed to love.
I want to honor Elijah McClain because when I read the story and seen the headlines of what happened, it was just shocking. And just to hear that
when the officer was doing what he was doing, Elijah was expressing like how much of a good job he was doing, but also it was killing him at the same time. And it just hit home, and it was just like, wow, like such an innocent person. If it happened to him, it could happen to anybody.
I chose Ahmaud Arbery simply because I think that one, the video affected me the most, honestly. I was here in Buffalo training during the off season since I had surgery, and I would go running around Buffalo, trails and neighborhoods and stuff like that, and just to see how easily that could have been me, being in the wrong place at the wrong time. My brother, he ran track, and we did the same thing all the time, just going on trails and running. It made me sick to my stomach, just to be racial profiled, and think that, you look like a burglary or a burglar that happened around the neighborhood. It's because of the color of your skin.
I chose the message, it takes all of us to put on the back of my helmet, because it does. I mean, simply put, it's going to take every single one of us to make change, and we're doing some amazing initiatives here in Buffalo. I've been working with kids, lower income, and minorities for a long time through my nonprofit organizations, but you can't do it alone.
Collectively, as a country, we need to come together. We need to unite. We need to become one. I think at the end of the day, that's really what it's all about. And loving your neighbor and doing things for the better of the community.
It does take all of us. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, brown, yellow, purple. It's going to take all of us to solve this problem, solve these issues that are going around.
It's not about one side or the other side. It's about everyone doing their part. This country needs to come together. And one side can't get it done. It takes both sides. And if everybody come together and put aside their pride and really learn each other, the country will be so much better.